These are some powerful questions that we get from prospective students on enrolling in Feng Shui for Life. Maria, you ready to answer these questions? Great. So the first one is, how do we know if Feng Shui really works?
Well, I always say to people, when a system, an energy system is already there for thousands of years, it's about 4,000 years, that already tells that it's working, because otherwise why would people keep using it? When people that are successful are using it, the 1% of the world are using that, it also shows that it definitely works. Now, of course, everybody has to find out for himself by using some very practical steps that we're sharing in Feng Shui for Life. But I would say everybody already knows when they declutter, for example, they feel better, right? So, or when they do renovation or redecoration, they feel better. So you already know the impact of the environment, because there are always places that you go in and you feel like, I'm never putting a foot in here anymore, because it doesn't
an energy to a space.
There's an energy to a space. And there are other places that you're saying, well, I love hanging out here, right? And as you're there, you're like, yeah, I want to be here for hours. So you already know that your environment is impacting you, right? But you just have not learned the rules and the principles, how to redirect the energy. So I always say something that is ancient, that has been used for thousands of years, that is used by the wealthy and famous, it shows already that it is something that works for a lot of people.
And science is already understanding that across the world there are energy parts. They call them ley lines, right? And it's not just ancient China, but the Celtic tribes thousands of years ago observed ley lines as well. Stonehenge was, one theory is that Stonehenge was placed where it is to take advantage of these energy flowing across the earth. And if you were to go to Hong Kong or Singapore or these really wealthy Asian countries, Singapore right now is one of the wealthiest cities in the world. It's more expensive to live there than in New York. Likewise, Hong Kong. You find that even, and because I've met some of these men, these titans who are building these big skyscrapers, they spend millions of dollars to ensure these skyscrapers are Feng Shui compliant. So there is some powerful truth to what's going on here. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so prevalent in these amazing cities like Hong Kong or Singapore or Shanghai. Now, the second question is, Feng Shui seems complicated to me. I doubt I can just rearrange my living environment or my office completely given my busy schedule.
Well, that's why you have an 8-week program that you can go step by step in the quest to really change small things in your life. And it doesn't mean you have to change everything around you and have a renovation and a redecoration happening. It is really about readjusting small pieces, changing an image, changing your desk position. It's like small changes with huge impact. And so it's like acupuncture, what we're doing with Feng Shui. So we're putting certain things in certain places based on your birthday, and your subconscious mind changes and your conscious mind will follow. Within 9 days to 9 weeks, there's a shift happening. Sometimes by placing one item, people already feel a difference. So it's just very simple, and we make it very practical in the quest.
Right. Now this question is interesting. Feng Shui seems like an ancient Chinese belief. Does it really have a relevance in the modern Western world? And I want to try addressing this. Let's look at acupuncture. A few decades ago, acupuncture in the West, doctors didn't believe it was real. Because it's practiced in China and it's based on a similar principle. Energy flows through our body, and by putting certain needles in certain points of our body, we can heal. Today, we know acupuncture is real, so real that in European countries like France, you can have your insurance company cover an acupuncture treatment. And across America, acupuncture is a legitimate treatment for a whole manner of different things, from indigestion to back pain to cognitive disorders. Now we know it's real. And it's true about Feng Shui as well. You cannot say that this is not true, because 4,000 years ago, the ancient Chinese were using it. Maybe they were aware of something that only now we're starting to recognize globally.
Well, I believe that, 4,000 years ago, the shamans of the Chinese culture, what we now call Feng Shui masters, they literally could see the qi. As I was seeing when I was a child, I could see the qi flowing. And so it's not because our mind has closed off to that qi in the Western world that it's not there. So I would say when a country or a culture has practiced this information for so long has become so successful. Think about China right now, how successful it was, but also in ancient times it was one of the biggest empires. So there was really some truth to all this information. And I would say, why don't you just try it out, at least, right? So open yourself up to that. If you see that also very successful people in the self-help movement, they also got stuck with their mind. And then by using Feng Shui and using my consulting, their world opened up and they went to a whole other level. They also got stuck by just using the mind.
Which is why Marie Diamond was invited to join America's Transformational Leadership Council, which is a group of America's greatest spiritual teachers. And Marie was brought into that group. And she advises many of these teachers because they are all beginning to see that Feng Shui plays remarkable impact on Western spiritual teaching as well.
Correct.
Now, in the course, we learn about the personal Feng Shui number. Now, what about if you're sharing a bedroom with someone and they have a different number? How does that become compatible?
Well, first of all, you always activate 4 areas in your space. And so you will then place it and put the intention to who it's going to belong. So we have the possibility to change your bed, to change your desk. So we'll always find harmony that everybody has an activated area in the house. Now, having it perfect is not always possible, but it's always going to be better than it was before.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this list of FAQs, and if you'd like to enroll in Marie Diamond's Feng Shui program, the enrollment button is just below this video.